Hello, welcome to another episode of Your World. This week host with me, Adrian Aryokusumo. And now, let's begin with our first segment of the day with the news from Mexico, where Claudia Sheinbaum has been elected as the first female president in the Mexico after 200 years of history.
Claudia Sheinbaum thanked voters for making her the first female president elected in Mexico's after 200 years of history. Sheinbaum from the incumbent party in power, Morena, also thanked runner-up coalition party candidate Xochitl Gálvez for conceding and congratulating her for the victory. Addressing followers in her party's headquarters, Sheinbaum insisted that she would continue the social programs from her mentor President López Obrador and stated that the relationship with the neighboring United States will be friendly. The soon-to-be Mexico's president made these and other statements during her victory speech after preliminary count results were announced by the INE, or National Electoral Institute, early Monday morning. Although results are still provisional, the simple majority of around 60% of the vote guarantees the presidency for Claudia Sheinbaum's Morena party. Former US President Donald Trump has been found guilty by a New York jury of all 34 counts of falsifying business records. He is the first former president to be convicted of criminal charges in US history. Mr. Trump says the trial was a disgrace and rigged. Speaking after the verdict, he said the real trial will be on November 5th, when the US presidential election is held. Mr. Trump will be sentenced on July 11. North Korea issued a statement last night and announced that it would stop sending balloons carrying trash over the border to South Korea in a statement. The North's Vice Defense Minister Kim Kang-il stressed that the trash balloons were in retaliation for anti-Pyongyang leaflets sent away from the border from the South. He also insisted that South Korea had enough experiences of how unpleasant it is and how much efforts to collect the trash. North Korea threatened to continue sending garbage balloons if anti-Pyongyang leaflets are again flown from the South Korea, saying the amount will be 100 times more than the leaflets. The Palestinian news agency Wafa reported on June 1st that children in Rafah are suffering from malnutrition and other illnesses urgently needing treatment. A 10-month-old baby, Youssef Al-Jojo, suffered from malnutrition and blood infection, requiring treatment outside Gaza. The 3-year-old Anna Al-Rai has diabetes and has lost half of their weight. Hospitals in Gaza are facing severe shortages in medicine, fuel, and supplies due to the ongoing Israeli offensive and control over Gaza's border, including the crucial southern crossing with Egypt. The UN Relief and Works Agency reports increasing forced displacement, worsening living conditions for many. The process of the formation for the 18th term of India's lower house is in the final leg as the counting of votes began on Tuesday morning. The mammoth exercise took place in 7 rounds of polling spread over a period of 44 days. People from all walks of life stepped out to exercise their rights or to vote for the first time, which the Election Commission of India made arrangements for senior citizens aged above 85 and persons with 40% and above disabilities to vote from home. Good percentage of turnout recorded in most of the phases. So far, the Bharatiya Janata Party led coalition National Democratic Alliance is leading with 291 seats against the opposition bloc of INDI Alliance at 233 seats. Bharatiya Janata Party is on a lead with 238 seats against the Congress Party at 100 seats.
In this segment, we have stories from home, Indonesia. Vice President Ma'ruf Amin traveled to Papua on June 3rd to oversee the new latest development in Papua. All of this and more only on Your World.
Indonesian Vice President Ma'ruf Amin embarked on a journey to Papua to directly oversee the acceleration of development in several regions. The VP, accompanied by his spouse Wuri Estuandayani and their entourage, departed from Halim Perdana Kusuma Air Base East Jakarta aboard the special presidential Boeing 737-400. This marks the sixth visit during his tenure as vice president. A spokesperson for the vice presidents, Masduki Badlowi, stated that Ma'ruf is determined to ensure that the Papua Development Acceleration Master Plan and the Papua Development Acceleration Action Plan are effectively implemented and have a tangible impact on the indigenous Papuans. In a written statement, Masduki said Vice President Ma'ruf Amin is strongly committed to continuing his support for an acceleration of development in Papua, aiming for equitable development and prosperity for all Indonesians. During his 5 days visit to Papua, the VP will visit Merauke on Tuesday to meet with regions, traditional leaders, and human rights or peace activists in South Papua, launch strategic projects in South Papua, sign the inauguration inscription of the Yetetkun cross-border post in Bovendigul, and open the village assistance training of South Papua. The VP will travel to Wamena, Papua Mountain on Wednesday to lay the first stone for the construction of the Wamena Airport VIP building. After that, he is scheduled to visit Sorong, southwest Papua for several programs, including the inauguration of K-desks and the inspection of Malawi fishermen settlement. On the last day of his visit on Friday, the VP will launch the Papua Development Acceleration Information System, or RIPPP and RAPPP.
Tanya seperti apa? Harus sudah mulai masuk ke sana.
Maritime Affairs and Fisheries Minister Sakti Wahyu Trenggono emphasized that in the next 5 to 10 years, Indonesia should apply the blue economy concept by reducing fishing and replacing it with fish farming. Trenggono underscored the need to continue to encourage cultivation. Fishers who can carry out traditional fishing are urged to develop new methods so that their catches have good standards. Minister Sakti remarked Indonesia must leave traditional methods behind because farming in the fishery sector is still very weak. In addition to still using traditional methods, we also do not have best practice standards, he said. He drew attention to the need to bring about improvements in several aspects, including fish feed, before increasing fish farming in Indonesia. According to the minister, 100% of the feed for fish in the country is still imported. To this end, it is hoped that Indonesia will be able to produce its own fish feed in the future. He affirmed that the Indonesian fishing industry has vast potential to be developed. Moreover, there is the concept of blue economy that is more sustainable.
The Indonesian Air Force through Adi Sumarmo Air Base in Central Java has been collaborating with Public Works and Public Housing Ministry on the weather modification against the drought in Java Island. On June 1st, the Air Force assigned Captain Faisal to spread salt into the sky above several regions across Java Island, namely Malang, Solo, and Bandung, by using Jasa 212 plane. The ministry ensured that the Air Force has distributed the salt powder at the right spots and that the operation will continue until June 10. This mission aims to raise rainfall intensity and the water depth of dams in Java Island. Officials from the Adi Sumarmo Air Base expect an increased water depth in the dams can meet the target and the water demand for agriculture, industry, and the community. Coordinating Minister on Politics, Laws, and Security, Hadi Cahyanto has earlier instructed Air Force's Chief of Staff Marshal Muhammad Tony Haryono to mitigate the drought in several regions, especially Java Island and East Nusa Tenggara, which is affected by El Niño until September. Hadi said that apart from tackling the long drought, the weather modification can also reduce high rainfall. He hoped the efforts can directly minimize the natural disaster caused by extreme weather. Mount Ibu in Halmahera erupted again on Saturday, June 1st, spewing an ash cloud 5 kilometers high, said the Center for Volcanology and Geological Hazard Mitigation, or PVMBG. Meanwhile, the National Disaster Mitigation Agency, or BNPB, issued a warning about potential eruptions, flood, and cold lava flows as a result. Mount Ibu erupted at 11:03 WITA after a series of eruptions throughout May. Authorities noted an increase in volcanic activity starting in April, leading to evacuations of 7 nearby villages. BNPB reported a thick gray ash column moving southwest. The agency urged residents and tourists to maintain a distance of at least 7 kilometers from the active crater. BNPB called on local governments to anticipate subsequent disasters such as flash floods and cold lava flows. An analysis by the Meteorology, Climatology and Geophysics Agency, or BMKG, indicated that the area could experience moderate to heavy rainfall, although the timing was not specified. Mount Ibu has been at the highest alert level of PVMBG since May 16. The latest activity follows a series of other volcanic eruptions in the country, which is located on the Pacific Ring of Fire and has 127 active volcanoes. The country president for ASEAN School Sports Council, Bayu Rahadian, said in a statement in Jakarta on Monday that the 57 Management Committee held a meeting in Da Nang, Vietnam on Sunday and decided that Wushu would be included in the 2025 ASEAN Schools Game in Brunei Darussalam. Bayu said earlier that Wushu was excluded in the 2024 ASEAN School Games in Da Nang, Vietnam, which is currently ongoing until this Sunday. Meanwhile, Pencak Silat, an Indonesian traditional martial art, has been upgraded as an identified sport from previously additional sports. Bayu also said the council decided to include Wushu and Pencak Silat in the ASEAN Schools Games due to their rising popularity in Southeast Asian countries. In addition, the council meeting on Sunday also discussed policies on sports school development and training center for student athletes in each member country of ASEAN. The move is necessary to enhance the quality of the ASEAN Schools Games in the future. However, Bayu said there has no decision yet on the next host of the Games for the 2026. The council meeting expected that Myanmar can be the next host, followed by Thailand in 2027. The meeting also saw the handover ceremony of the ASSC presidency from Indonesia to Laos. Bayu Rahadian symbolically handed over the council flag to King Manopo Mahasai, a deputy at the Education and Sport Ministry of Laos, who is also the president of Laotian Sports Student Federation.
And now, we will continue with more stories from around the world. Portugal is facing water drought, leading the government to limit the water use. Meanwhile, in Yunnan province, zookeepers are giving full food care for enormous animals, including relaxing pedicures. Let's have a look.
Drought has been hitting Portugal hard for several months now. The south of the country is experiencing its worst drought, particularly in the Algarve. It is here that the Portuguese government has taken measures to limit water consumption. The Portuguese orange is the pride of the region and a symbol of local agriculture. Here, 40 million tons of oranges are carefully analyzed and sorted before being exported. The size of the fruit worries Joe Oliveira, owner of an orange company. Even though it rained at the beginning of this year, drought is at the heart of his plantations and his concerns every day. A further illustrations of the problem of water on golf courses. Of the 43 golf courses in the region, 40 use drinking water to water the grass. Less water and restrictions imposed by the Portuguese government. Here, 15% less water is needed for the entire population. Portugal has released 43 million euros to renovate the water mains in the Algarve. Several projects have already been launched, including one in Tavira, where 8 kilometers of pipes are to rebuild at cost of 2 million euros. The old pipes date back at the 1960s and all need to be replaced. In the Algarve, the level of water reserve has never been so low. For farmers in the region, the drought could threaten to cause losses estimated at over 100 million euros this year. The Michelin Guides, a series of guidebooks that have been published by the French tire company Michelin since 1900, have offered some suggestions for tourists looking to explore Vietnam's capital in 48 hours. Discovering the best places to eat, stay, exploring the picturesque French Quarter, as well as immersing oneself in world-class cuisines, charming parks, and captivating historical sites are among the most interesting things visitors can do in Hanoi, according to the guide. The first day offers travelers a prime opportunity to explore the area's various traditions and history, opting for a classic egg coffee and a hot bowl of pho are among the list of things to do to start the day in Hanoi. The article wrote the vibrant Vietnamese capital is a dynamic blend of history, culture, and modern flair. The bustling streets teem with motorbikes and street vendors, while tranquil lakes and ancient temples offers peaceful landscape. Zookeepers in southwest China's Yunnan province are ensuring that Asian elephants can put their best foot forward by providing full food care to the enormous animals, even offering them a relaxing pedicure. Footage released by the Kunming Zoo showed how the elephants residing there seemed eager to present their giant paw to the keepers so that they could enjoy this special treatment, with the elephants lifting their large feet up for the staff to inspect. As one of the largest land mammals on the planet, Asian elephants are known for their size and strength, but taking good care of their feet is key to their health, especially given the considerable strain and stress placed on their feet in supporting their huge body weight. Hu Xiang, head of the elephant team at Kunming Zoo, explained how important it is for these big beasts to undergo a proper assessment to cleanse their soles. According to zookeepers, the elephants are usually given food while receiving their pedicures in order to keep them focused elsewhere and ensure the safety of staff while the procedures are carried out. Trimming up the footpaths of the elephants not only helps them stay healthy, but also allows zoo visitors to learn more about this rare species. Asian elephants, which are under first-class national protections, have a population of less than 400 in China and are mainly found in Yunnan. Waters off Choyangdo Island, are known for exceptional sceneries within Hallyu-Hesang National Park. A family of finless porpoise characterized by their round heads and long smile-like mouth has been spotted there. A baby porpoise swims right next to its mother. Clearly shown on its back are the wrinkles seen only for 3 months since birth. This is the second time a baby finless porpoise has been spotted in Hallyu-Hesang National Park, with the first sighting occurring last April. Finless porpoise sightings have been increasing over the past 4 years. Compared to another cetacean creatures, the finless porpoise is smaller in size and prefers a calm sea, which makes the national park, with numerous islands and abundant food, a perfect habitat for them. The finless porpoise, usually found along the coasts of Asian nations, is an internationally endangered species. Despite being designated as a protected marine animal by the Oceans Ministry in 2016, many finless porpoise still die due to being bycatch. The Korea National Park Service plans to inform fishermen about the porpoise and increase on-site patrols to protect their habitats.
We hope you enjoy for today's episode of Your World. I'm Adrian Arikusumo. Thanks for watching and see you next week.